Welcome to Impact. I'm Philip Morris, the CEO of Proctors, and we have two very special guests today, Victor Dodonov and Jen Sierra, both from Cirque Holidays. Now I have to warn you, usually I know my guests in advance. I've just met Victor and Jen. Yep. I'm delighted. We're thrilled that Cirque Holidays is coming soon to Proctors, and we're going to have to start from the scratch. This is going to be a getting to know you interview.
That sounds fantastic. We're excited to be here, and this is a very beautiful venue. They took us on a grand tour, and it's such an amazing facility, and audiences should just come out to check out the venue, and hopefully they'll come and see our show as well.
Yeah, well, as they may have told you, it's 1,738 events last year. So.
I know, so more than one event each day.
So your role with Cirque?
I work in marketing and publicity, and I also do company management on the road from time to time.
And you, Victor?
And I do a couple different acts, balancing mostly.
And Victor, where are you from?
Originally I'm from Latvia, but I was studying in Moscow, and I'm Russian.
In our Cirque traditions, not circus traditions, which there's a long history of in Russia too, are Cirque traditions different than the Montreal-based Cirque traditions?
No, all circus people is like same traditions, I think. You know.
And were you trained in the Moscow circus? And why Cirque Holidays?
I work for Cirque company like already for a long time, you know, and just there's a show.
Cirque Dreams has been around since 1993, and we're getting ready to go into our 20th year of producing and presenting Cirque-style performances. And Cirque Dreams Holidays is the 15th show under the Cirque Dreams brand of entertainment. So it's one of the many productions that our creator, director, producer, Neil Goldberg has imagined up.
Yeah, and we've had many of Neil's things here.
Yeah, and it's great to be able to bring this all-new show to your audiences
Though
as
Neil's
well.
company is not tied to the Cirque du Soleil school at all.
We're not affiliated with that company at all. They're from Montreal, from Canada. Our Cirque Dreams brand is an American-based company, and we are from South Florida. And like I said, we've been around for now 20 years producing and presenting circus-style theatrical shows with a Broadway flair that are created traditionally for the proscenium theater.
Yeah, right, correct. I certainly understand. The other company we've had often that do proscenium theaters are Cirque Éloise, with whom we have a deep relationship. But we're thrilled to have this particular performance this year. We're also thrilled for us to do something that's a longer run right after the holiday of Christmas, because that's not typically what we've done, but we're excited to do it because lots of people are here with their children and grandchildren and visiting friends, and so we imagine it'll be a fun event for people.
I think it will be. You know, during the holiday season, it's a privilege to work for a company like Cirque Dreams who creates family-friendly entertainment. And with everything that's going on in the world nowadays, family is the most important. And what a better way to spend the holidays than to be able to bring your family together to come out and see a show like this. And there's really something for everyone. The premise of the production is about holiday ornaments that come to life, and they celebrate the magic of the season through their amazing feats. So one of the characters in the show is a penguin, and he slips and slides on some slippery cylinders, and that's just one of the types of feats that are in the show. But there's, you know, flipping and balancing and bouncing and jump roping.
And, the skills are incredible.
It's really amazing.
What is are you a character, Victor?
Yes, I'm actually penguin.
Oh, you're the penguin. Oh, okay. Well, we'll be watching for you then.
Yeah.
Many people from other countries in the company?
Yes, all around the world, you know, probably.
There are like 30 performers that are going to be in this company that comes to Proctors, and they come from 9 countries all over the world, including, let's see, Russia, China, Australia, Ukraine, Spain, Brazil, you name it, Ethiopia, there's United States, there's even a huge, you know, contingency now of Cirque-style performers who are from the U.S. as well. And we get easily 50 audition tapes a week. You know, our brand has gained such a reputation over the past 20 years that more often than not, instead of having to go out to the Moscow, circus, or to the Mongolian School of Contortion, acrobats and performers are finding us and sending us their YouTube links every week. So we get no less than 50 video submissions every week that we have to go through and hopefully find a space throughout our various shows to put
So I like to talk about impact in the world. And
Sure.
So I'm intrigued. I'm going to go to the performer. What made you decide to become a circus performer?
That's a very good question. But I just started, in a non-professional circus school. It was very good people, to train with. And it was very interesting. We get party together after, and it was very nice group of people, so I get into it and all so, and then just start performing. I like performing.
When you were a kid, were you physical gymnast? When you were 12 years old, were you doing anything like this?
I started when I was 13 years old, actually. But before that, I did a lot of sports, because I did wrestling, I did swimming, I did trampoline jumping, I did a lot of things.
So are you surprised to be performing on American stages doing this? I mean, when you think back, is this like, oh, something like this would have happened to me, or I'm shocked?
No, I mean, especially at that time when I started, so Soviet Union, America was totally out of the world, So, it's nobody even hoped to go to America that time.
Well, I even meant as a performer. I mean, in your mind's eye, when you go on the stage here or somewhere else, do you go, wow, this is amazing? Or do you go, I knew I would be doing something like this?
But I live in America already for very long time, and also.
Oh, I meant doing the performance. I'm still at the performance. I mean, are you surprised when you go out and perform that you become a cirque performer?
Not really, no.
Not really. Okay, that's
it's my life already,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I do, so mostly that's my job.
How'd you get into this?
Well, I worked for a Broadway presenter for about 13 years out of my career, and with Broadway Across America. And we were based in South Florida, and one of the many shows that we presented was Cirque Dream's Jungle Fantasy that came through to a few of our local performing arts centers. And once we brought that show in, I was doing publicity, and I met Victor. We did a bunch of local publicity together, and I met the creator-director, Neil Goldberg, as well, and he and I developed a bond and a relationship, and a job opening came to fruition, and I came over to Cirque Dreams, and I've been here now for about 3.5 years. So in addition to doing the marketing and publicity of, trying to physically sell the tickets to the show, I also go out on the road as company manager from time to time. So I get to spend a lot of time with the performers in the production, get to see what their lifestyles are on the road. And when you're there in that unit, you sort of become a family, and it's really interesting, especially around the holiday season, to be able to celebrate with these casts from different cultures and figure out how everybody celebrates their holidays and being able to share that all together. It's
that's wonderful.
Pretty neat and pretty rewarding.
All right, so now I'm coming to the show and I want an inside tip. You know what I mean by an inside tip? What should I be looking for that I might not see?
Gosh, well, I don't know. You could think about that answer, but I'll tell you as a viewer, because I get to see the show numerous times. What audiences might not notice is that out of our 30 performers that are on stage, once they do their act, that artist does their specific skill, they come back on in other scenes. So it's always interesting to be watching everything else that's going on and see that, oh, here's a hand balancer doing his act, and then 10 minutes later, there's a gingerbread cookie going across the stage. Is that the hand balancer? And being able to pay attention to those people, because they fill many roles in the show. They don't just do their specific act. They're really choreographed into the content of the whole production. So I think that's a pretty cool insider tip of something to really watch for. And then also, you know, for me as an audience member, I know that I always really enjoy the opening scene of the show. And I don't just watch what's happening on stage, but I watch the other audience members, because when that curtain goes up, I tell people all the time, it's very much like opening a holiday gift. The lights hit these dazzling costumes and you see all this glitter and sparkle, and that's beautiful. But to watch the audience just gasp because they don't know what to expect, I think that they have a different perception of what they're going to see. When they see that, I like watching that as well. So those are like two things that I, as an insider, like to watch and enjoy.
Do you have something to a tip for our audience, or something they might not see but they ought to look for?
Yeah, I mean, look, I saw from the audience view, you know, like, I mean, a lot of Neil Goldberg shows, you know, so it's kind of like interesting. The first you watch, you know, like the show is kind of like, wow, this is very cool. Then second time you come, oh, this is, I didn't see it. So you can, like, if you go like once to the show, you know, or twice, you know, you always see something new. So like, it's very interesting.
Well, we trust you're going to have a spectacular run here in a couple of weeks, and we're delighted to be hosting you, and maybe we'll tip a glass to celebrate the holidays together. That's Victor and Jen from Cirque Holidays, coming to Proctors in a couple of weeks, and thank you very much. Philip Morris from Impact. Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.